Cape Town now. Home Affairs is waiting to start a verification process of refugees who've been living in and around the Methodist Church on Greenmarket Square in the city. Now, this comes after Cape Town won a court order to evacuate them. And my colleague, ENC's Aisha Ismail, has been following this story and now joins me for the very latest. Aisha, the last time we spoke, the refugees were waiting to be taken to a verification center. Has this process started yet?
That is correct. It hasn't started yet. The refugees and asylum seekers tell me they've been waiting since 5 o'clock this morning to be taken to that verification centre in Salt River. It's a centre that has been made available by the City of Cape Town following that court order on Monday. The judge has also ordered that the court order be translated into 3 languages, namely Lingala, French and Swahili. And the refugees are now waiting for the sheriff to arrive with this court order so that the court order can be read in the 3 languages. It also needs to be posted on the lamppost so that people can read it in the 3 languages. And only after once the papers have been served on the refugees and asylum seekers will they be able to board the buses that the City of Cape Town has made available to take them to this verification centre. And as you said earlier, Home Affairs officials are on standby. They're waiting at that centre in Salt River for the refugees and asylum seekers to arrive.
But a chunk of the day has already passed, Aisha, as you mentioned, that some of the refugees have been waiting since 5 a.m. So how long will this then process last for?
Well, we did speak to the office of the sheriff earlier, and they did confirm that was around midday that they did receive the order. They said that there were just a couple of administrative issues that they needed to deal with. So we're still expecting this order to be delivered today, and hopefully the process can still start today. It's extremely hot in Cape Town today. I've just managed to now move into the shade, but there are hundreds of people standing outside waiting patiently for the sheriff to come. And as I said earlier, the refugees and asylum seekers are saying that they are willing to comply with the court order, but they're now being held up by the sheriff of the court who has not arrived yet.
And just lastly, Aisha, before I let you go, what's the ambience like from where you are? I can imagine these, people have been standing there waiting for quite some time now. Did you manage to speak to them about how they feel for waiting this long?
I spoke to quite a few of them earlier, and they were saying, that they're anxious because they don't know what's going to happen to them after the verification process. Remember, they're just going to go and do the admin work and then they'll be brought back here. But when the 7 days is up, the City of Cape Town will be able to to carry out that court order, and that means that they will be able to clear the pavements, to clear the sidewalks. And I'm just also going to step out of the way here so that you can see that the numbers of the people have actually spilled over into the street, onto the sidewalks. And according to the court order, people are not allowed to sleep on the sidewalks. They're not allowed to cook or make fires on the sidewalks, not allowed to urinate or defecate on the sidewalks. And so when the 7 days is up, the City of Cape Town will be able to effectively carry out that court order and remove people from outside the Central Methodist Church. So on the one hand, they're looking forward to going to sort out their paperwork. On the other hand, they say they're anxious because they have nowhere else to go.
Thank you so much for that update. ENC's Aisha Ismail with the latest on the refugee situation in Cape Town.